Picking up where I left off on Tuesday, talking about trauma being symptoms, I'd like us from a leadership perspective for you to think about if traumatic events impact people's lives, and what we know is all of us have been through some type of trauma in our lives. From a leadership perspective, we need to start to think, what are the symptoms that present? So I think that oftentimes when we're in management positions or managing people, we may be dealing with someone that's going through something traumatic. It could be they're having difficulties with their teenager at home, all the way up to maybe potentially a death or anything else that could be happening. So the main thing that I urge leaders to do is to think about what is it that are some of the symptoms potentially that they might be dealing with the employee, and to keep in mind that when people are triggered, they oftentimes are repelling back into the past. So if you know something's happened in someone's life, or just from your ongoing knowledge of that individual, to keep those things in mind when you're communicating. Oftentimes when people are triggered by a trauma, they are no longer present and they're making associations up from the past. So traumatic events oftentimes take us back to the past or repel us into the future. So if you kind of see someone a bit dysregulated in communication with you, I would suggest just say stop, within yourself, and to say, okay, how is it that I can potentially try to understand where this person is at with their communication with me, and to say, is there something, did you understand what I said here? And if you realize that they're no longer present, to recognize that maybe to discontinue the conversation and potentially try it at another time. So what I'd like you to do is to think about in your communication this week, in whatever role you play, think about, how is it that I'm communicating effectively? If someone no longer seems like they're present, try to stop the conversation, clarify what you're trying to say, and if not, take a break and come back to the conversation. So your challenge is to try that out and let me know how you made out. It's Roxanne Derhodge of the Authentic Connection Movement. Take care.